Alright, we're going to do some training with the ninja over there in the right in green. Ginjuro. This mode might be too fast. Yeah, we're doing original. Strength boost. Only a double boost. Okay, luck. Why not? Luck sounds reasonable. There's no easy mode for this, is there? I guess I can play as an easy opponent. So again, we're going to play as Ginjuro. And we don't want him. Who's easy? Yeah, like a regular dude. That sounds fine. Han's too hard to deal with. We can change Ginjuro's color. How about 12? Assuming it even makes a difference. Best music in the game. This is a Hall of Fame track right here. Brave Parade. So I'm going to let you listen to that. Eventually. I don't remember which... Some of these towns look a bit better. Some of these areas look better than others. The rogues there. Yeah, the valley. Or the meadows. Those are all good. I'm gonna have to show you the mode here. The move set. Okay, Ginjuro is an extremely fast character. He's kind of hard to control, but because he's so fast, you might be able to get out of danger a bit more easily than other characters. We'll get to that later. We have an X button and the Y button, but those are special attacks. That's not what I wanted to see. Those look like his special attacks. Not as helpful as I would have thought. Okay, so we'll practice with his X button attacks. Resume game. X. Just a second. So let's stay in the front. So remember, you could leap back into the background with the left trigger. So it's the background, middle ground, foreground. We can crouch, as I said. And you can jump by pressing up on the D-pad. And you can run by double tapping left or right. Just a second. That was training. Okay, if you double tap, he also body slides. Like Cable in the X-Men comics. Now, what else we got? Let's try the Y button. So you have X. So we have regular attacks on the A button. Super attacks on the Y button. Okay. B is for magic. Which, again, is not paused. And he can interrupt it. I'm going to have to practice to see how to do magic without selecting it from the palette. Because having to switch between different magic types in the heat of battle is extremely frustrating. Let's see. What else does he have? Double taps. Fire Blight. Okay, we'll do those later. Let's practice his regular attacks. So the X button can be used for regular attacks. Sorry, the A button. That's the weak attack. Oh, yeah, this is a duel. So these guys have hit points. So I have to keep that in mind. Okay, so we have regular attacks. You can also press towards an X for that little super combo right there. It's a 3-hit combo. You also have a crouching attack and a crouching forward attack. Like that. The crouching forward attack doesn't seem to be that useful, if I'm being honest. Can I do up and... I guess a weak attack. Can I also do a dive kick? No. Okay, so it's regular jump kick. Now let's try the Y button. Sorry, the X button. The heavy attack. That's the heavy attack. It's a dragon punch. Also press towards and dragon punch for that. Towards and heavy attack does that. That's a move you might want to practice a bit, because it clears a lot of ground. It's even better than running, one could argue. So that's towards and heavy attack. Down and heavy attack. Down toward and heavy attack. Yeah, that's a slide forward kick. Down toward and heavy. Okay, so what else we got? Oh yeah, when you're jumping, that's your heavy attack. How about toward jumping? Same thing. How about down and jump? Yeah, that's down and jump. Down forward and heavy. No, same thing. Okay, let's see what the rest of that is. Okay, double tap down and press one of the attack buttons when you're on the ground. That's what that is. It's a dragon punch. That's the heavy version of it. So the regular version is that little light launcher. That's the light launcher. And the heavy version is the one where you jump really high. That one. Okay. I got that off. Okay. Let's see. Down toward an attack. Spinning tornado. Which is handy. Okay, what else we got? Quadruple forward. That's the body slide. Yeah, that was the body slide. Let's see. Down, up, so a flash kick. Down, up, and X. Oh, that's what that is. That's the light. That's the heavy version. The light version is a jump forward. That one. That. The heavy version is that. So it's like an anti-fireball attack in King of Fighters. Anyway. SNK fighting game. Let's see. Double tap forward with X. In the air. In the air, huh? Okay, so that's the light version. It's a little cannonball. What's the heavy version? Yeah, so it's the angle. The light version goes straight down, basically. The heavy version goes a little bit forward. Yeah, I got some of my hit points back. Yeah, I got some of my hit points back. Okay, let's see. Did I do double tap Y? Well, in the air, you already did that. In the air, double tap down and light. Yeah, it's a heel kick. Yeah, it's a dive kick. Double tap down and X. Yeah. Repertoire. Double tap heavy attack. Double tap down heavy. Wrong button. Heavy. That's the heavy one. Yeah. I used to use that one a lot in the Saturn version. Yeah, because it shocks enemies. So you're definitely going to want to practice. In a crowd, that's very helpful. Let's see. Down, forward, B. That's a fireball. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Back, down, forward, B. Yoga punch. Yoga flame. Does that. Let's see. Flash kick with the B button. Down, up, B. Yeah, I might want to practice that too. It's literally a flash kick. Well, it's a flash punch. The lightning shift is double down magic. There you go. Okay, he died. Okay. So those are all the moves for Ginjuro right here. Here's what we're going to do. So we set the table now. We're also going to go into the actual combat. Let me check on something. Already established that. So now that we know, hopefully we can come back and practice those moves in a real game. Okay, so let's go back to the game. So we're going to play as Ginjuro here. Then we'll just sample everything. We're going to sample the story till we die. Then we'll sample the arcade. And that's pretty much going to be it. It's too hard to keep track of the arcade modes. That's going to be how I close everything out. But it's way too hard to deal with. Continue to stage 2. No, we'll start from the beginning. That was also the remix mode. So we'll do the original Sega Saturn game. Only 3 difficulties. Again, this game is really freaking hard. Especially when too many enemies are on screen. We'll do a custom match. No, can't do it. So we'll just do a new game. Easy mode. We'll do a quick sampling of the game. Then we'll play harder difficulty modes later. And then we'll do the arcade mode where we'll die in like 2 minutes as a palate cleanser to finish off the video. It's fine. Oh, I'm supposed to choose a person, haha. I don't remember this selection screen in the original Saturn game. We're playing as Ginjuro. I think that's Randy. And of course, that's our boy Ginjuro. And that's Nicole. We'll be playing as her later. I don't remember being... I didn't have much luck playing as her. Yeah, go stab us some dinner. Go stab us some dinner. And there's Nicole. She can be unlocked as a playable character. She's not the main hero of this game, but she's pretty much... She's one of the most important characters in the story. And they changed the font. Not that I'm complaining. This game does not look good on my LCD. But then again, the game's graphics were kind of sloppy when I played it on a CRT originally anyway. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so we can stay in here or we can leave. So we'll stay in here for a while and then we'll leave. Okay, so it's a little bit slower, so that's good. But they're throwing fireballs in here, so this place is gonna come crashing to the ground eventually. Let's try and stay in the foreground so you can see what's going on. Remember, press towards and a heavy attack for that little charging kick. And you can double tap down and press the heavy attack button for that little dive kick. And one of the dudes you saw, the little text bounced floated up from the dead character. That's how you know when they're dead, because you can see how many hit points they have left. The problem is that in the heat of the battle, it's hard to see if someone's actually dead. We're not gonna outrun an army. We'll just split up. 100 kittens bite harder than one lion. Nyan. I don't remember what the story was behind that sword. Let's do it. Yeah, don't break the barrels. Fine. Yeah, so don't break the barrels. Level up. And you can hit enemies while they're on the ground too, so that's good. Yeah, double tap down and heavy. The little spinning attack, right? Or is it down forward heavy? Yeah, down forward heavy for the spinning punch. And you can throw enemies if you get close to them. He's dead. So now that he turns black, I guess that's how you know he's dead. He turns black. Even though I tend to disagree with that assessment. Down he goes. Don't waste your magic, girlfriend. She's stunned. She used too much magic. So we're not supposed to break the barrels. Because we want our karma to stay high, I guess. So you might want to practice that. Double tapping down, then pressing heavy to launch enemies. Then doing the lightning attack on your way down. See? Like that. In a crowd, that can be very helpful. At least it was when I first played this game a while ago. I don't think I ever beat it. Actually, I think I might have beaten it, but the final boss took a lot of damage. So that fight took like maybe 15 minutes, I think. It's been a while. But I didn't get all the endings, obviously. Because the game drove me nuts after a while. I spent a lot of Saturday and Sunday nights when I wasn't studying for school playing this game when I first got it. I always wanted to like it, but we'll have more to say about that later. I've always wanted to like this game, but after like half an hour or so, it always kind of drove me nuts. Whoops! I skipped the story. I didn't mean to skip the story. Might need magic against this dude. Or not. Whoop! Oh, I think he got me. Yeah. So that's my combo. Double tapping down and the heavy button for the launcher. Then double tapping down while in midair for that little lightning attack. While I'm floating in the air on my way down. I think he's dead. Darn their iron deviltry. Sorry, He-Man. The sword has other plans. That's the Skeleton Warrior. We're going to have to fight this guy off, but eventually he'll fight with us, as I recall. Yep. Now, I'm going to recommend Luck, because apparently that gives us more experience. So that sounds like a good idea to me. Vitality is going to be more important later, because that determines how many hit points we have. So I'll add a few more there. But I think Luck might be what I want. Ginjuro doesn't need any more agility. Let's be honest. He's fast enough as is. I kind of want to take away some of his agility, but whatever. Agility is speed. Remember, he doesn't need any more speed. Yep, he's on our team now. They probably should have added a drop shadow to the subtitles, just saying. In retrospect, I don't think the Saturn game was 16:9. That's a very familiar character type. I forget what you would call this dude. He's obviously comic relief. He looks like someone out of Moncoli Warriors, if I'm being honest. Moncoli Knights. Which I think is on... That's on... That show is on Crunchyroll, isn't it? Yep, this song. Hit him! This song has extra saxophone, if you're into saxophones. Stunned him. Leveled up again. So once I survive the level... then I can level up like I just did. One of them's dead. He's dead. Okay, so once they turn black, they're dead. That's how you know when you can stop, I guess. Eek. Yeah, I dig it. Let's kill some of your boys. The saxophone's coming in about 30 seconds, so be ready for it. Saxophones. This soundtrack really does go to 11. It's kind of annoying at times, but it has a lot of energy. Here it comes. Here comes the sax. Ah, the sax has ended. They cut off the sax. I don't remember this guy. Oh yeah, those soldiers will run away, so leave them alone. Well, don't have an option. You're in our way, dude. We don't have an option. Yeah, I didn't have an option. They were trapped in the prison with this troll here. Whoop! Don't hit the laser bars, doofus. More enemies to blow up. Hit the old crone. Okay, someone's dead. One more soldier. There he is. Now he's dead. Remember, they all have their own hit bars, which you can see on the second row from the top of the screen. All the enemies have their own little life bars, and they have magic points below it. But again, in the heat of battle, it's kind of hard to see that stuff. That's Vulgus? I forgot his name. Valgus? I think you can actually unlock him as a playable character. He's turnable, like what's-her-name from Streets of Rage 4. And Double Dragon 3 had the same thing. When you beat a boss, they could join your team. They became selectable characters. Yeah, Double Dragon 3. Ugh. I want to play that game again because I know how bad... Even though I know how bad it is, I liked the idea of having all those moves and being able to play as different characters as you completed the levels. That I liked. Unlocking characters by playing through the story mode. But it was a Double Dragon game on the NES. None of them are any good. Fight me. Prepare to fill your wallets with blood and misery. That's actually a good line. Come with me if you want to live. And this is where the story branches. So depending on the options that you choose here, you'll choose a different stage. I guess it's a safe village. I don't know. So we'll go to the last option. Yeah, I want to say there was an option, I think that's straight down the middle, where you like literally just charge the castle gates, and there's like massive enemies guarding it. So like depending on the route you choose, you can make this game significantly harder if you want. Add a bit more vitality. That's my music. I'll shut up so you can listen to it. Is there any other way to do it? Just a second. Let's do it this way. Then we'll turn it down later. The Audrey 2 back here. Yeah, there he is. Okay, he's dead. Fed him a fist sandwich. Oh, enemies coming. So you can see the enemies in the second row up there. Dead. A couple more Audrey 2s back here. Yeah, where are the Audrey 2s? And there are bees. There it is. I think, I did a flying neck throw on a bee. Yeah, I grabbed it by its neck and then... Yeah, I grabbed it by its neck and then did a flying neck throw on a bee. Because, you know, video games. We'll turn that down a bit. I just wanted you to be able to hear the song once. Let's see. His luck and his vitality have gone up. See on the left-hand side of the screen? Oh, there's the karma. So this was not... You could not see that in the original Saturn game. But at least they're tracking it now, so that's good. So we can see... We can make more sense of it if we track it ourselves. And yeah, this game wasn't in widescreen, I don't think, on the Saturn. I want to say it was a regular 4:3 square resolution. But I guess playing in widescreen makes more sense because you're able to see more of the play fields. That's great, actually. Dead? Now he's dead. Okay. It's on now. Hit him with some magic. Wrong button. Double tap forward. That's not how it works. We'll take it. Okay, let's get our magic back by beating up on enemies. Whoop! Not dead. Kinda wish they would have telegraphed that a bit better, but whatever. They're all dead. Too bad there's no healing magic. One of them's dead. Yep, they're all dead. Well, this could go poorly. Let me check on something. Fireball. That's how you do it. He's not dead yet. Oh, guess he is dead. That was easy, actually. Oh, yeah. How do you do today, good sir? Thanks for almost killing us. Yeah, that trope. Okay. This is the music for the end. This is the music for the ending, I want to say. For the good ending. Okay. Yeah, you're going to want to hear this. You're going to want to hear the saxophone rock in this song, too. Oh, well, they cut off the song. Now, you know she means business because she's got spiky hair. Yeah, well. We're facing normies. That's slightly disappointing. But they're getting their health back. Oh yeah, when they're stunned, they get their health back. So there's that. Maybe I should stun myself so I can get some of my health back. We're good. Wakened? Okay, fine. Let the Red Knight spill blood. The Crimson Knight. I don't remember her, by the way. She's probably an unlockable character. Well, technically. I saw Game of Thrones. I know what's up. How did you become king exactly? Feet of Defiance. Fists of Fury, Feet of Defiance. Don't want to head for the castle yet, so we'll go to the Rebel Village. Okay, I guess I won't get the full motion video that we had going on for this game. Guardian Heroes on the Xbox One. This is an Xbox 360 game that I downloaded. It is a port, actually it's a remake of the original Sega Saturn Guardian Heroes game. From the developers of, I guess, Contra 3, Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventures, Bangai-O, Gunstar Heroes. Yep, I can name a bunch of them. There are about a dozen games that most people will be familiar with. This is one of the more highly regarded treasure games. I got feelings about this game. I used to own it when I had my Sega Saturn back in the late 1990s. In case you're wondering, it's a game like Final Fight, but it's a bit more complicated than that because they threw in a lot of Street Fighter 2 like stuff. So we'll talk about that when we get to the game proper. I have to set the basics because this game is a bit much. How to move your character. We're going to be playing the original Sega Saturn port that's here. We'll play the remix a bit later because it changes up some of the controls to make them a bit easier to deal with. We'll play the original Sega Saturn game pretty much. I think I still have the disc. I don't know if I still have the disc, but I got the music off it. The soundtrack is Red Book, so it streamed right off the disc, like a regular CD soundtrack. They can double tap the button to dash. I said this game's like Final Fight, but it's a 2D game, but like Fatal Fury on the Neo Geo, if you remember that game. It's got a plane shifting system, so you press a button to jump into the background, and you can press a button to jump into the foreground. So there are 3 planes of action in this game. Like I said, it's all 2D, so you can duck, you can jump, like in Street Fighter 2, and you have Street Fighter 2 like D-pad rotations to do special moves, which is not one of my favorite things about this game. It's not the part of the game that I really like. It's one of the things that's dated about this game, if I'm being honest. But it was the mid-90s. It was the late 90s. It was the 90s. Everyone was trying to do Street Fighter 2 back then. they added Street Fighter 2 paradigms to almost every game that came out back then. Let's see, directional ground attack. Okay. Basic attack is X, Y, or B. Directional air attacks. When you're in the air, you can do a heel kick. And when you're on the ground, you can do a forward attack, a crouch forward attack, for X and Y, for both attack buttons. The B button opens up a magic wheel, I guess you could call it. It's called a palette. You press the button, you can choose the spell you want to select. It's the little cloud you see right there on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen above the dude's head. So once you select the magic spell you want, you can press the button again to use it. You can also press the right trigger to cancel it. The problem is, and I've always had this this is one of the major problems I've had with the game. In the heat of battle, it's very hard to pause and do this in real time. It's very hard to select a magic attack in real time, because you're constantly getting swarmed by enemies. Also, I played this game on a CRT, on like a 25-inch CRT back in the day. It was very hard for me to see what these icons were in the heat of a battle. So choosing magic is kind of I say it's more of an art than a science, but it takes a lot of practice to get used to it. Apparently, there's a way to cast magic directly without selecting it from the magic palette. You're gonna have to practice that. That might be explained elsewhere in the manual, but we're not gonna have time to go into that yet. Again, I'm still trying to establish the basics. This is a research stream. I'll do a regular video once the basics have been established later. This is a research stream. Special moves, yeah, again. What is it? Quarter circle forward, like fireball rotations in Street Fighter 2. Those do special moves. There's dragon punches, there's projectiles, stuff like that. You can throw them near an opponent. Okay. Worry about that later. Again, these are improvements over the original game, if I'm being honest. The original game was kind of a mess. As ambitious as it was kind of a mess, but it took a lot of practice to kind of get the hang of it. Remember, this came out in the late 90s, when a lot of these Final Fight clones were trying to be way more ambitious. These Streets of Rage-like games, they really didn't want to just be about walking to the right and punching people all the time. They tried to, make action RPGs eventually. Landing attacks. So using magic gives you experience in the original Sega Saturn game. Which probably means it's broken, because they got rid of that in the remix mode. Gain enough experience, you'll level up on the spot, increasing your max hit points and magic points. And there's also these things, like strength makes you stronger, vitality gives you more hit points, intelligence powers up your magic attacks, mentality decreases the magic damage you take, agility is speed, luck is, well, they'll talk about luck. That luck is explained later, actually. In the advanced mode, I wish I can change the music. I do like the song, but they kind of wish it wasn't on a repeat for 10 minutes while I read through this. You get a companion to fight alongside you about after the first stage in the game, I want to say. He's an AI-controlled opponent, but you can also give him specific commands, like protect me, attack anyone in the area as you choose. Basically, you can give him free reign to go anywhere he wants. You can tell him to stay behind you and don't do anything. You can tell him to just do whatever. Literally just go wild. The AI is okay, but again, one of the main problems with this game is that there's so much activity happening on screen at any given time. It's hard to just make very specific commands to your undead warrior. The skeleton warrior who fights alongside you. Yes, there was another Sega Saturn game with a skeleton warrior in it. You can recover magic points. Do combo attacks. In the original Sega Saturn game, you have to do combo attacks to recover your magic. But the remix mode allows you to recover it just by hitting enemies or just recovering gradually, which I think is a better way to do it, but we'll see how it goes. The more hits you land, the more magic you will recover. Story mode, you also recover some magic for finishing scenes in each stage. I don't know what that means. The story mode is the main mode of the game. There are other modes that we'll talk about later. We'll sample them all eventually. This is just a research stream, like I said. Be stunned if you take a certain amount of damage in a row. Stuns cause you to lose control of your character. Mash on the D-pad and the attack buttons to break out of it. However, you will gradually recover hit points while stunned. Okay, that's something I didn't remember. Again, we're going to be playing the original Sega Saturn mode. If you try to use magic without enough magic points, you'll suffer mental distress. Which is not an issue in the remix mode. Okay, that must be a balancing issue, I guess. So many weird decisions were made about this game when they got remade. They're like, yeah, I wish we didn't do that. It's probably broken or it's frustrating. I guess that's not... They aren't wrong. Using the backstep has several advantages. It's harder to backstep, but I think you do it in this game while you block. Because remember, it's a 2D game, so you can hold down the button and block. Although, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's not like a fighting game. You can just hold back and block. You have to hold down a button. I guess that makes sense. Because it's like a Final Fight game. You have to be able to block and move if you want. In either direction, left or right. You're invulnerable at the start of the backstep. Okay. Okay, and in the remix mode, you can use it more freely, but you lose some magic points. But we're not doing that mode right here. After being struck, you can counter by pressing Y. But only while you're being attacked from behind? Well, in the original mode, anyway. So the remix mode lets you do it more freely. After blocking an attack, we can't do that. In the Sega Saturn mode, you can't do that. Sublime. Special tips for... How about some GamePro Pro tips? To recover, you can just mash on the attack button. That makes perfect sense. But the remix mode lets you do Street Fighter Alpha-like recoveries. So you can recover by jumping backwards, jumping forwards, that kind of thing. A blocking recovery. Stuff like that. But you can't do that in the original Saturn game. Because again, it was the 90s. You just mash on the button to do all that crap. Additional controls. Sidestep, yeah. And we can't escape a throw in the remix mode. But I don't remember if getting thrown was really a problem in the original game. Again, it's been a while since I played it. It's been 2 decades since I played it. Actually, I did play it about 15 years ago in an anime club meeting. A dude brought a Sega Saturn, and we all played it in like 4-player mode, and we got sick of it pretty quickly, if I'm being honest. Hey, it's the Scooby-Doo gang running on the ground there. The following actions in the story mode will lower your karma. Yeah, karma determines what ending you get. So if you constantly break stuff, if you attack civilians, if you attack soldiers who are running away, or overkill enemies who are already dead, you lower karma. You can raise your karma by completing scenes in each stage, okay. Allowing civilians to flee, allowing soldiers to flee. Negative karma changes certain endings to dark endings. I want to say you get an ending where the music's different, and the text that scrolls by implies that you're an a-hole. So that seems to be the dark ending. But remember, we live in an era now we can just go on YouTube and see what those endings are. But if there's no way to know what your karma value is while you're playing the game, I don't like endings like that. It's like the good and evil system in True Crime, Streets of True Crime Streets of LA. Like these games, some of these games have it's like BioWare. You have a good evil spectrum based on the actions you choose. The problem is that there's no way to know what your value is at any point in the game. Like, how do you know if you're going to get the dark ending unless you constantly do these things? Like, if there's no way to keep track of that score, it's just another mechanic that you can't... It's just another, opaque mechanic. If it's never made clear what you're doing, and you don't know how well you're doing, then it's just frustrating. You might be doing fine, but then you realize, oh, you overkilled too many people who are already dead. How was I supposed to know that? We'll talk about that later. There are 6 elements. But characters marked guard take less damage. Characters marked frail. Characters marked proof. Characters who are weak against light will take damage from healing magic. Okay. So, undead enemies, I guess, take damage from healing magic. That's old school RPG stuff. I want to say Final Fantasy II had that. Final Fantasy I think, had that mechanic. And the luck stat. How much damage you deal, how much damage you take, how much experience you earn. So what character has the most luck? Maybe I should just... So, because you can increase your experience. Like, you can increase your luck experience level. That sounds fun. This mode you play alone as a two-person team. Anyone change greatly? Yeah. After each stage, your progress will be saved automatically. However, if you're defeated with no credits to spare, yeah, fine. And your progress will be erased. Both players share credits, just like in Contra. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's going to love that. Again, that's the main mode. 4 people play locally or 12 people on Xbox Live. Reason you can use the rule editor to create custom rules. Death matches. Yeah, the PUBG of Guardian Heroes versus modes. Point matches revive for the most points for a time to run out. Characters cannot be permanently defeated. Okay. We're not going to play online. I wouldn't be shocked if someone was still playing this like during an anime convention. They might go online. That might be something worth trying. Create the perfect training ground. These are duels, in case you're wondering. We're actually going to do that a bit later. And of course, arcade mode is basically just survival mode. You're thrown into a room with like 20, maybe 30 enemies, and you have to survive, and you're probably not going to survive. Because it's impossible to see where your character is in the crowd. We'll talk about that in a second. I think the longest I've ever lasted was like 2.5 minutes. Xbox Live mode. We're not going to go online. At least not yet. We're going to do the regular Sega Saturn mode, so... We can't change the... Yeah, we can. So what are our options? Quick, jump. Oh, the jump, I think, is by pressing up on the D-pad. Like in Street Fighter 2. Block. Well, we can shift her. That's fine. Commands. I don't know what commands are. I don't know what they mean by oh, yeah, the commands for your undead companion, probably. Why should the A button be for a row shift? That seems strange to me. Let's change that up. I think Y should be for a row shift. So, quick, strong, magic, command, block, closer, away, with a row shift on Y. That makes a lot more sense to me. That makes a lot more sense to me. The remix mode seems interesting. Like I said, we'll play that later. This music is really loud. Like this is as low as it goes. And I had to crank down the this AverMedia Toblerone capture device. This Portable Plus capture device that's shaped like a Toblerone. Because unfortunately, at the lowest volume level, this game is still way too loud. Which is a shame, because even though the music's good, that's just dumb. Was Ted Woolsey involved with this? He might have. He might have been. Because Ted Woolsey was involved with the Radiant Silvergun port that showed up on the Xbox 360. I have videos of that on this channel. If they aren't up now, they will be. Radiant Silvergun is the game that I have to get on YouTube. I have to put that on YouTube. Original Sega Saturn team. Yeah, there was a screenplay for this. Character design, Han. Also the blonde with the sword. That Han. Emergency staff. Yeah, we had to get this game out in a hurry, obviously. It must have been rushed. Informant. Destroyer. Gotcha complex. Randy Green. Oh, there's an English voice actress and a Japanese voice actress. Okay. I don't know with what. What does with mean? Whatever. So we'll be doing the tutorial a bit later, because I have to go into training mode to explain what all the moves are for the character I'm going to practice with. So we'll see how it goes.